Hello everyone, and welcome to another impactful episode number 55. With me, your host Amit Khanna, all the way from Melbourne. Well, today I have a lovely guest with me, Ravi Kumar Nader. Hi, Ravi. Ravi, is it okay if I
Hi.
call you Ravi?
Yeah, it's absolutely fine, Amit. Good to see you.
Yeah, lovely, Ravi. Like always, and fantastic background, by the way. I love it.
Thank you.
Unlike mine, I just have a plain one. All right. Before I pass the mic to Ravi, I just want to share something very personal as well. I was long back. I was actually duped by somebody with finance, and in general, a person can go crazy when you're duped financially. And I recall the same feeling and the despair and the hatred that I had when I was misinformed about a certain investment. You generally lose trust on every person eventually, and you're a victim of such a scam. More importantly, you feel ashamed to share it because you feel that you're such a valuable person. What will people think of you? And you just keep those things within yourself because you don't want to make a fool of yourself, right? Today, my guest, Ravi Kumar Nadar, went through the same situation where he was scammed by a rich, quick, gets quick schemes, and he lost a load of money. Now, he decided to take a control of his life and move on. He decided not to sob forever on it. He decided to gain back his trust on himself first and onto others. And today, he's a successful coach and a mentor. And you can see the banner behind there, Mindset Matrix Mentor. And he is here to help people change their mindset to realize the hurdles and overcome them without stress. Now, that's very important, right? You want to have people to help you who have been through that journey and not somebody who's just there, read certain books and motivation and coming and giving you the information. And that it's my pleasure now to bring Ravi. And Ravi, let me ask you this question. Uh,
Yeah.
being cheated is very, very traumatic. But I am going to hit that nerve again, and I apologize for that. If I dig the old grave here, but I want to dig it, and I want to take you back on that time and share with the people what exactly happened with you.
Certainly, Amit. So this is something which even when I go and think about it, it gives me kind of a goosebumps. Okay, because it was like 20, 25 years back. Okay, so at that time, I born in a humble family. Okay, I come from a lower middle class family. Okay, I was living in Chawl, one room hall kitchen. That's it. Okay, so coming from that, okay, and where the people whom I was surrounded with is like, you can easily judge, right? The same kind of a people who is living in a chawl. So the mentality is the same kind of a thing, right? So somewhere during that period of time, we were facing a lot of issues in our family. Okay, so I was in an abusive environment wherein the relationships between mom and father is not good, and every day we used to see fights at home. Okay, sometime if we are not able to see fights at home, okay, we will be able to see it, like, in the in the vicinity, I would say. Some or the other one, like, neighbors are fighting. So those kind of environment where I was surrounded with. Okay, so at that time the challenges was money. Okay, because if you see, like, the root comes with the money. Any problem or solutions, like if you go ahead and stick, like, to, or you go ahead and see it, like, most of the root is about money. Because in our family, the discipline of money was not good. Okay, we were someone, like, who used to spend a lot money, whatever we have. We were living a life, like, from first the month of the first, like, in a month, like, from first to 10th, we were a king. We were living like a king, because that's the time, like, when dad used to get salary, right? But from the 10th till 30th, we will be living as a poor beggar. That shows, the kind of a disciplines we were having. We were going through hell. Okay, so at that time there was some couple who came into our house. Okay, and they were aged. So it's kind of a typical Maharashtrian kind of couple, I would say, wherein they were wearing dhotis and saris and all. If you I'm from Mumbai. Okay, so if you see the culture in India, and especially from Mumbai people, the Maharashtrian people, they have some they wear some different dresses, dhoti and everything, and it was old. So the man was roughly about 55 or 60 years old, and the woman was also who came with him. She was also like around 55, 60 years of age. Okay, they approached our family. Okay, now this is the thing. Now when I listen to that, sometimes I feel comedy about it also. So they approached us and they said that, hey, we want to discuss something to you. And our family, my mom was there, and dad was not there at that time. So mom said, okay, what happened? So he said, we got a gold. Okay, the gold ornaments of Maharajas. Okay, so we got that particular thing and we want to sell it. So we said, okay, so you got the gold from wherever your farm is, and you found that particular gold ornaments, previous, 300, 500 years ago, the Maharajas used to wear that gold ornaments. They say that they found it. We say, yeah, it's fine. So we told them, then why don't you give it to the police? So she started saying that if I give it to the police, we will not get anything, and police will take each and everything. So that's why we want to only give to someone like you who is humble, and we want to help you. I said, okay, fine. And it's kind of a man mein laddu futa, like so much of gold, right? Gold ornaments. And during that time, if we see, it was 10K per gram gold at that time. So at that time, if we see three kind of a necklaces and all the chains of Maharajas and everything, we felt so greedy. Okay, oh my god, if we have this kind of ornament, what we can do is we can sell this ornament and we can buy this car, we can buy this house, each and everything, right? You get to that greedy loop. So what happened? So we said, okay, we want to see that first, whether that's is that something which is real you're talking about, or you're some faking thing. So when she showed that ornaments and everything was real. Now when she showed that, and also what she said is, with that particular gold, what we will do is we will give you some little pieces so that you can go ahead and check with the goldsmith whether this is real or not. Okay, and we checked it. We took a 2-3 days of time and we checked it, and we said, yeah, it's a authentic and it's a pure gold. So we said, okay, for how much you're going to give this to me? So that family told around 75K. So this is prior 20 years before. So at that time, that money was it's a huge 75K. And we were someone who were already in debt. The creditors and everyone, they are calling, and we were already having challenges with the money, but still that greediness. Okay, because of that, what we did is we arranged excuse me, we arranged funds. How we arranged is we bought money from from interest, so that once we get these ornaments, we will go ahead and sell, and we can easily give it that money back to from where we got. And that's what we did, and the amount was huge, 75K. And what happened, we bought that ornaments, and now it's with us. Okay, the money we have given to them, and the ornament is with us. So after one day, we just thought of, let's go ahead and see how our ornament is looking. So we went and we put that into the cupboard, and we just and went and had a look. We can see the color are fading, and it's kind of I don't know what is happening, and we can see the kind of a bronze colors and everything. We said, "Oh my God, we have scammed. We family got scammed. We scammed big time." This is the thing which we cannot go ahead and say in a public. We cannot go ahead and do a police complaint also, because they will say, well, who told you to buy those things, right? And even they are right. But the greediness. So there is a lesson which I learned is, like, people tell like rich people are greedy, rich people are greedy. It's absolutely not true. Rich people are not greedy. It's a human nature, whether it's a rich or poor people, anyone can become greedy. Money is neutral. Just having more money will not make you more greedy. If you see the experience which I faced, so that means I was greedy, right? So I was broke and poor. So poor people is greedy, right? If you understand the logic. So on
True.
that day, like, I learned the thing, like, you should never be greedy for anything. And it was a very tough time, like, to give back money to that, like, from where we borrowed, and each and everything, we were going through hell. And it's kind of a pain. We have a pain, but we cannot go ahead and share this pain to others. So those kind of an environment, and it took like around 2 to 3 years to cover up all that shits, like whatever we have been gone through. And it was a mess, I would say. But yes, there was a great learning.
Wow. Wow, Ravi. It's it's very very weird when when you hear that. Of course, it what's weird in my head is, and don't get me wrong, okay? I'm just
Sure.
sharing my thought. Is that the amount of things that the greediness can take you through, right? What all you can do, that you can also have this thought that somebody is going to give you lakhs and lakhs worth of rupees worth of products for such a cheap amount, in a way, when you compare it, right? Because that's what the
Right.
greediness was all about, right? And you still fall into it, uh, you know too good to be true thing. Correct. And your story is that example, right? Is it too good to be true? And yeah, it's not. Okay, but at that moment, at that very moment, because you were in a your family was probably in a certain financially deprived state, that anything would attract, right?
Correct.
So now let me ask you this: who were those people?
So these people are someone who hypnotize you and lutify you, like, by seeing the right kind of a audience who has going through pain and who has some kind of a greediness kind of a thing. So if you see, like, the poor people who is facing challenges and struggles, okay, and if we go and tell to them, okay, like, I have something, like, which will make you rich, but I just want you to give me this much amount, that's it. So what goes in other person's mind is, hey, I don't have to work hard, and I can, like, if I just sort out this, and if I make this particular deal, the rest of my life I will live a rich and successful life.
Hmm.
And this take them to in the loop to take those kind of actions and start doing illegal things as well. So our mindset is very very important when it comes to, like, these kind of situations. One thing is I would like to tell, and this is the truth: getting rich is not easy, but it is possible. Being
Oh.
successful, it's not that easy, but it is possible. If you are someone like who is going and looking, like someone is telling you, hey, get rich quick scheme, like, within 3 months, 6 months you will start earning, it is not going to happen. Don't go for that, because real change, when real change takes place, it takes time. It
True.
takes time, and it also takes time to give you the result. When I understood that, and I was so it's kind of a mind-blowing moment that I was being told from childhood that you should not be get rich, so that, like, rich people are greedy, they are not happy, they are this and that. But when I started learning from actual millionaires and multi-millionaires like Dan Lok, like Dave Gadvi, Ron Malhotra, Robin Sharma, I got to know something strange, like, the thing which was been told from childhood, from your neighbors, community, parents, that was not at all true. It was all their beliefs which is holding them.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. So tell me, how old were you when this happened, if you don't mind?
Mm, I think so. Might be a 20 or 21, I believe. 20s,
Okay.
2021.
Okay. So you were technically in the prime time of your life in a way, right? So now my question is, again, this would be probably the last one to scratch your wound, okay, to open them again. But
I
you
would
were
say 15 to 20. I'm sure.
okay.
I don't know the exact thing, but
No, that's fine. That's fine. Still primate time. Okay, very
yeah,
prime time. All right. You're done with your like it's almost teen is gone, and now you're like into the final years of your education or something, right? But this impact, right, would carry with you for a certain amount of time, correct? So how did you what was your mind state of mind that time? Because I don't think your parents might have spoken to you a lot or asked you for where should we do this, should we do not. They might have taken these decisions on their own, right? But you
right.
were the one who got impacted, correct? So eventually it's gonna happen, right? Your children are gonna get impacted somehow or the other with the decisions. So how did you feel, and what was your state of mind when
So
you
at
realized
that,
it?
yeah. So when I realized that we were scammed, I thought that there was a hope in me that to get rich. Now that hope also died. That I will never become rich and never become successful in my life, because that was only one option for me which I can see, and that has been lost. And I stopped believing in, like, people, like whatever they say. Because of this incident, I started stopped talking to, like, very I started talking to very less people. Any which ways, I don't talk to, like, more people. I was kind of introvert guy from school days itself. So this incident impacts a lot in childhood. Like, it's not only this incident, like, any incident if you go through in your childhood time, that will actually impact you till you get old, or, like, till you die, unless and until we go ahead and clear that baggages, past baggages, or unless and until we overcome those kind of a thing. But when I started my self development journey, that's how I was able to overcome. Now people might be thinking, how come going ahead and sharing story in public? I say, why I should not? At that time I was scammed, and I know how to come out of this. I want to, like, say to the people, so that you should not get scammed.
True, true,
Right? If I will
true.
not share this particular story, like, there will be so many things like people are ready to do, just to get, like, that quick cash, or, like, just to get rich overnight. By the way, nobody has become rich and successful overnight. Okay, it's the kind of a hard work they did in 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. And then when you see the result, you start telling or calling that particular people that overnight success. Yeah.
True, true, true. Absolutely. No, thanks for sharing that. Now, I saw you have a photograph with Jack Canfield, right? So, for people who do not know, Jack Canfield is one of the motivational speaker. He is a well-known personality, and I think one of the famous books he has was Success Principles, if I'm not
Right.
mistaken. Many, many. I think the Soup and Soul. There are many books with Jack Canfield. Okay, but I saw it on your profile that you have a picture with him. Okay, so share that, and I just start off with your journey of your self development and how you landed with Jack Canfield and where all you been.
Correct. Sure. So what happened is, okay, now, after this incident, okay, it took us long. And then what I did is, I was continuing my study. Okay, I completed my HSC, and then I was in the first year college. My father and my mom already always supported me to just go ahead and, like, complete your studies. But I am someone, I don't have any interest in that study, so how I will be able to pass out? Right? So I upfrontly told my dad, I will not be able to complete my studies, and I don't want to waste your money. I got dropped out from the first year of college. I started working in Pizza Hut as a part timer in the Pizza Hut, and after 2 3 months, I left that job. I left that particular job, and then I started some or the other way, and somewhere I landed up into the call centers. So the journey started in the call center. So from call center, I have around 11 years, 11 plus years of experience in call center. So what happened is, when I was working in call center, it was a completely night shift. And every now and then there used to be a thought which used to come that, Ravi, is this your life? Ravi, is this your life? Like, you don't you have a dreams? Don't you have to buy big house, cars, and live a successful life so that you can afford anything, a better life to your parents or anyone? So this thought used to come again and again and again, and I always used to talk about this as well. And I was talking to myself that, am I on the right direction or I am gone mad? Like, you start doubting yourself, like, why this kind of a thoughts are coming to you, and I cannot share it to others as well. So somehow, I shared this particular thought to one of my colleagues, like his name is Hari. So I said, hey, this is something, I wanted to start my self development journey, and this is something I want to take to the next level and everything. So he suggested me a book which is called as a Think and Grow Rich. And I always be thankful to that person, Hari. And even if you're listening to this, I want to be thankful, because that first book changed my entire life, the perspective I was seeing my life. Okay, so from one book leads to another group, and everywhere there was a common, the common thread was that people invest in themselves to become successful. We have been told from childhood that once you graduate from the school, it's done, no more learning, it's just earning. No, it is just earning for people who wants to work for 9 to 5 job.
True.
If you want to become a successful kind of and live a rich life, your investment towards learning should start from once you complete your graduation. So that's how, one book, and the common thread was everyone is investing in seminars. Then I started searching what is seminar, what kind of a thing is this, because I was not aware of the seminars thing and workshop where people teach, the successful people teach other people how to become successful. I landed, okay, there is something which is called as a Success GAN. And Success GAN is offering NSE conference in Sahara Star, 5-star hotel. So when you hear about 5-star hotel, people like me at that time, who was broke and living in Chol, they never think of going to 5-star hotel, right? It's uncomfortable for them. Why would they go ahead and they will start judging, the kind of entire belief will not allow them to go. But somehow I took that courage. I I bought a ticket for the NSE conference, and when I went in over there in Sahara Star, Mumbai, at that time I met Jack Canfield. And
Wow.
I was just amazed the kind of a personality he is. I still learn so many things, and I was able to I'm blessed to have a shake hand with him. And when you rub your hand with other successful people, that energy just transfers to you, right? And
True.
that day I decided, no, even I want to become successful, and I want to live this kind of a life. And on that particular day itself, the in the self development, I invested around 50K. There was 2 to 3 programs which were being offered. One is personality brand, and one is related to money, and one is related to something business. I already invested. I was not having money. This is the part, guys. Whenever you want to invest in yourself, you will never have money. You have to be resourceful to come with money. So I swiped my credit card. I swiped my credit card because I know for sure my goal is to become successful, and my goal is dream is bigger. So this is the way wherein I will be able to attract to that, and that's how I met Jack Canfield, and that's how the self development journey also started.
Wow. Wow. Very, very interesting. And I love many things that you mentioned, like when you rub with successful people, the energy is gonna, you gotta be near the proximity of them. It's gonna transfer onto you as well in many forms. Then, of course, the second aspect is that, you're never gonna have money for your self development, and you should be resourceful. Love that. I love that. Now, so then you started your journey on your own, like your self development journey, right? So you identified yourself. Now you know it better. Now, if I fast forward that to the Ravi for, let's say, 2020 or 2019, let's say 2020, 2021, actually, in last couple of years. So what have you learned? And I also want to ask you, uh, yeah, first, I'm sorry, what have you learned? So what do you do these days, basically?
Right. So the thing is, what I learned from last 2 years in my self development journey is there are 2 to 3 traits which you need to, install in yourself. One is the power of self discipline. If you don't have a discipline, maybe it's a discipline with money, maybe discipline in relationship or discipline in life. If you don't have discipline, definitely there is no way like you will be able to achieve a success, the kind of a life you want. That is one thing. Second thing is you need to be courageous. People who made big businesses, these all people have lot of courages, and many people they fall short when it comes to taking action, the courageous decision. Investing that 50,000 was a courageous decision for me. I was earning 25k as a salary, and that person is investing 50k for the self development. How you can justify that, right? So always you need to be courageous. And the third thing is a golden triangle which I teach to our mentees. Okay, the golden triangle consists of health, and then is time, and then it's money. So this comes in a priority. So health is the first wealth of yours, the second wealth is time, and the third wealth is money. So there is three important wealth. If you do not have proper health, then there is no use of money. It doesn't matter how much money you earn. There is no use because you don't have proper health. And health is the crown which an only old man can see. So you need to be always be very healthy, and you should take care of your diets and fitnesses, because the people, all successful millionaires and multimillionaires whom I learned from and who I met, they all are fit. Fit, that doesn't mean that you should be having a big biceps. Yes, that is for sure, but also mentally and physically fit. Second thing is time. You need to start respecting your time. If you see mediocre and broke people, they don't respect their time. They only focus on money. The money which I lost, 75k, in that the greediness, I can earn that, and I have already earned more than that. But the time which I have lost, I cannot buy back that time. The second I was talking to you, it's gone. I'm not going to get this back. So that's why this is in a priority second important wealth. So when you start respecting your time, the people also start respecting you. Then comes to the third wealth, which is money. Now money comes into picture. So first is always priority health, time, and then money. And money is something which is priority, which you need to make as a priority to earn a good amount of money. It is a requirement. For example, if you are a mom and you're blessed with a child, and if you want to feed a milk, maybe after 6 months or 1 year or 2 year, do you go to the grocery store and ask for a milk? Okay, I want to get the milk, and the grocery store will give you the milk. In return of that, without giving money, you can say, I have a lots of blessings to you. I just love your nature, and the you have a very good intentions. Do you think if I say to that person he will give me milk? No, he wants that particular money, the price of that particular milk. So money is priority. You should make that as a priority. You know why most mediocre people they say that money is not everything? because they don't want to take responsibility in life to earn that money, because they know that once if I take that start taking responsibility, I have to work hard, and they don't want to work hard. So that's why it's easy for them to say, just as an excuses, money is not everything for me. If money is not everything, I want to ask you one question. If one of your family member is going through some medical emergency, and doctor says to you that you have to, like, operate to get this surgery done, like, whatever operate, and you need 5 lakh rupees, do you go and tell to your doctor, I have a good intention, I have a lots of blessings, and you're a very good person, why don't you go ahead and do it for free? At least we should be making money so that we can give a comfortable life, and also we can be having money so that at least we can give an attention towards the medical emergency to our family itself, right? So that's why this comes in the third. The first is health, the second is time, and this is the third. And this is the traits which I have seen and people respect. All millionaires and multimillionaires, they respect this thing accordingly.
Wow, wow. Amazing, amazing. Loved the triangle. Okay, loved it. I haven't heard of it till now, and I just love it because it just clears so many things in your head. Because the best part is, and I'm not gonna take the cachet from what you said, is for me the best part is that you're giving me priority. Okay, simple, and explained it reasonably enough that I know what to take care. And I'm sure the audience would also relate to that, because it's very very straightforward, and it's to the point that you're going to take care of your health. If you're alive, you can take care of certain things. You're going to take care of your time because you're not going to get back. And then when you have your health and your time, of course, then the priority becomes money, because then rest of all the things in the world are gonna fall in place. So
Correct.
wonderful. I love it. I love it.
Thanks.
So now tell me, is that one of the, like, I just wanted to check, how can one change, or, their mindset for success?
Yeah, sure. So there are so many ways. Okay. The very first thing is by reading books. So when I say reading books, when you read it and whatever it has been said, you need to do it as well to get that experience. So read it and use and implement it. Okay, because this is something which I learned from my one of my mentor, Dave Gadvi. He says knowing and not doing is still not knowing. People know that they need to be, like, make money or maybe get up early in the morning, but still they don't do it. That means they still don't know it. Unless and until you don't do it, you will not be able to experience it, right? So one of the ways is start reading books. Second is spend your time with successful people. Now, the question in your mind will be that I don't have enough money to go ahead and invest towards successful people. Is it? Is that your question? Then I have an answer for you as well. It was for me as well. In the early days, I was facing challenges. And the best thing I utilized is YouTube. Go ahead and search for Tony Robbins. Go ahead and search for Dave Gadvi. Go ahead and search for Dan Locke. Go ahead and search for Robin Sharma. There are lots of high value videos is already there in YouTube. The thing is, you don't want to listen to that. So what happens is, see, Amit, mediocre has a different language and successful people speaks different language. So if we, one of the things which differentiate is mediocre people, they use victim languages, and successful people, they use completely taking that ownership languages. So how I started changing my language also by watching all these videos and everything. I used to, like, listen to Jim Brown, and continuously whenever, if I'm going for a jogging, if I'm going for a walking, even if I'm traveling at during those time when I was traveling by train to my office, I should be having my headphone. That means I'm engaging with those kind of a knowledge is what they're doing, and I will go ahead and do it. And that's how, like, slowly and gradually you will be able to change and shift your mindset for success. Third is surround yourself with highly successful people, because the people whom you are surrounded with, they are not going to help you to achieve your goals. So you need to surround with, like, the people who are highly successful, and there are so many. That's when comes the investment of, like, some kind of a mastermind programs, some kind of investment in the self development journey. One of the journey is, like, one of the investment which I made is towards Danlog, wherein I learned from, like, high ticket selling. I got a community over there who are like minded, who wants to, like, achieve big like me. Then I also invested myself in passionpreneur mastermind program, amazing community. And that's how, like, we also got to know each other, right? The like-minded kind of a people. So go where the like-minded people go and hang around. Don't go to the clubs, don't go to the nightclubs, or, like, or maybe party for the resorts and everywhere. You will find all broke kind of a people most of the time. Okay, so spend your time with, like, someone who is successful more than you, or someone who is, like, same like you in the same boat, who is sailing in the same boat. So this is the three ways which I would suggest. So there are so many ways, but this is something three which you can implement it immediately.
Wonderful, wonderful. No, I agree with you all on the aspects, because reading the books, finding the people, and it's come on, it's digital world, right? You can find anything. So why not find something that can help you to grow, rather than find something where you can just kill time. So I completely agree with you on that.
Yeah,
Now,
right.
with that, go on.
Because yeah, one more thing is, just, like, if you're watching Netflix, it's absolutely fine. But now, for example, 1 hour of series we are watching in Netflix, make it to 20 minutes and invest that 40 minutes in watching some successful people's, like, speech. Start with that. So this is what I wanted to share. Yeah, go ahead, Amit.
No, that's a great tip. That's a great tip, man. That's a really good tip. All right, so let me ask you this question. So now, if someone would like to connect with you, what do you do these days? Uh, to help people out. How do you do that? I mean, I've also shared your Linktree information where people can find all the ways to connect with you. But tell me, why would somebody connect to you, and how you can help them? On what
Sure.
basis?
Yeah. So the very first thing is, I have my own program which is called as a Millionaire Mindset Matrix. In that particular program, it's a 5 week program, and every week I teach them, like, live 2 to 3 hours about the information and how the mind works, and what kind of a action you need to take, and how you can the kind of a limiting beliefs whatever you have, how you can erase those kind of a beliefs. So it's a 5 week program, which is Millennium Mindset Matrix. Okay. Now you can find me on social media. I am active on social media. If you go ahead and see in Instagram or maybe YouTube, I have a YouTube channel as well. You can go ahead and watch my videos. I have shared so many stories which I personally has gone through. And I can understand, like, it's not that easy world, but yes, we are here to help you. Like, people like Amit, who actually help people by sharing the stories. You are just one stories away to change your life, and those kind of a thing. That's a good job what Amit is doing. So same, why I am into mindset is because I struggle with my mindset, because the things which my parents told me, which my community told me, the relatives told me, the school where I was learning, they never taught me that how to overcome fear, how to get more confidence, how to get purpose in your life, how to get more clarity, and what is the actual thing, how to become rich and live a successful and fulfilled life. They never taught me. So I myself has to invest all the things, and I combined all the learnings and experience, and that's how I come up with a 5 week of program, wherein I teach them, and it's kind of a transformation journey. It actually shifts your self identity. Today, if you're seeing yourself as a broke and mediocre, suddenly after 5 weeks you will not be seeing yourself that kind of a thing, because that is not only information which I'm giving, I'm also giving you the assignments which you need to do it. And while doing that assignments, you start seeing that shift in your beliefs. And Once your beliefs started shifting, the kind of action, the kind of thoughts you start thinking is completely different. And that is what I'm doing. And today I'm on the mission to transform 1 million's lives mindset and help them to live a successful and fulfilled life. So by 2028, like this is my mission, and I am on that particular mission because I don't want anyone to suffer like me. When there is a lot of option which is already available, one of the quotes which impressed me is, if you born poor it's not your mistake, but if you die poor it's your mistake, by Bill Gates. And that gave me the hope when I was going through the bad times. And now I know what needs to be done.
Wonderful,
Thanks.
wonderful. No, that's really amazing, and I and my whole community wishes you, all the best for your 1 million target.
Thank
And
you.
so now let me ask you one last question. We're almost 41 minutes. Wow, it's so amazing. When I keep talking to my guests, I actually forget the time, and that's the beauty
Yeah.
of the whole thing is that when you interact with people and like-minded people, it's just amazing. The time just flows by. And there's one comment I want to share. There's a lot of likes that I can see on my screen, and there's one comment which says, "Sridhar MK, great share, Ravi."
Thank you, Sridhar.
Wonderful, wonderful. So, uh, I ask this to all my guests: is that do you feel that sharing stories can impact? Basically, do you feel stories that impact? Sharing your stories can impact.
I would say absolutely yes. It impacts and changes the perspective of a human being, the way towards life. For example, they are going through with some kind of a challenges, and when someone is sharing the story, and if they are able to connect with that particular story, that means they think in themselves that if he is able to overcome that particular challenge, then even I can come and overcome that particular challenges. So that's why stories are very, very, very important.
Well said. Very well said. Absolutely. Fantastic. Fantastic, Ravi. And well, that brings to the end of our show. Now, for all my guests, now you want to connect with Ravi, learn from him, go through his 5 week course that he has proposed, and of course, know more from him. Okay, it's not just about the program. You want to just connect with him, be in that vibe, be in that proximity, so that you can get more and more knowledge rubbed onto you, more and more millionaire mindset rubbed onto you. Please connect with him. The Linktree option is there, and you will find all the social media platforms under that one link. And if you want to connect with me and share your story on my platform, the way Ravi did and all the 54 other guests did, all you have to do is just ping me and I will connect with you as well. All right. With that, we are at the end of the 55th episode, and I would like to pass it on to Ravi to share any last thoughts before we close down the show. Ravi, over to you.
Sure. Yes. So first of all, I want to give a big thank you to you, Amit. Okay, for bringing me in the show, and the kind of work you are doing by impacting and helping people by listening to their stories, sharing their stories, and impacting lives through stories. And that is one of the, I have not seen many of them doing this kind of a thing, because they might be thinking, hey, who would go ahead and listen someone's story? No, you don't know the power of stories. And that's how you are so much of passionate about sharing that story. And I have all the best wishes for you, for your prosperous and success. And my ending point would be, see, in life you can only live with the two things. Either you will live as a warning to your family, or live as an example to your family. The choice is yours. Thank you.
Wow, wow, that's really, really impactful. With that, thank you. I'm not going to speak anything else. I'm going to leave that on Ravi's words and leave the cachet there. Ravi, thank you very much, and God bless you. You go beyond a million. You touch billions of life. with your thoughts, with your the amazing work that you're doing, and hope to see you soon sometime when the next level of Ravi is there, with more people impacted and with more things that you have to share with us in 2022 probably. All right.
Thank you so much, Amit. Thank you. It's my
Yeah.
pleasure.
Take care and God bless. Bye bye.
Bye.